Hello and welcome to Iron Port, proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited, and Ghana Community Network Services. People, this week we are going to talk about an officer of the Ghana Revenue Authority who unfortunately has been swindled by some unscrupulous individuals who claim to offer him a car around the port to buy at a very cheaper price. He was supposed to buy the car for about 21,000 Ghana cedis. They ended up collecting the money, 21,000 cedis from the fellow, and bolted with the money. He never got the car, only got a fake car key.
I went to Tonaton I was trying to get a car, a Toyota Corolla. So I called a number of cars that were being advertised, the numbers. And then after some time, one of them called me and the person said, I have a Corolla. If I give it to you tomorrow, can you pay me? And I said, okay, you bring it and let me see. So the following morning.
Okay, so you put it on Tonaton that you are looking for a car?
No, I went to Tonaton. You know, normally they will advertise the vehicles on Tonaton. Yes. So I just went to Tonaton, Googled for, typed in search, Toyota Corolla, and a number of vehicles appeared. Then this number, this person called me and said, I have a vehicle. If I should give it to you tomorrow, would you be able to pay me? I said, okay, you bring it and let me see what, let me look at it. In fact, the man, when he called me and I said he should bring it, said he would let his driver bring the vehicle. So around 11, he told me, the driver called me that he had brought the car and went to park it on the Independence Square where they do the march pass. So he called me, but I wasn't ready to go immediately. I made him wait for about an hour. Then I went. When I went, the car was there, but the driver was not immediately close to the car. So I stood there for some time. Then the driver came. I inspected the car, looked at the engine, looked at whether there was an accident, looked at everything. Then they had the car documents too with them. The car was not a registered car. They had the car customs documents with them. But when I took it and wanted to do the comparison myself, he decided that I should just hold the number, hold the document, whilst he mentions the chassis number to see whether the two would correspond. So we did that. I held it. He mentioned maybe T76. He mentioned everything. I felt it was okay. But when I did the examination, I felt the car had been sprayed. So I felt the car that has been sprayed from day one, I do not really like it. So just to let them go without being angry that I had made them come and wait for about an hour, I said then I'll give them 20,000. In fact, they said 32,000 and they were ready to reduce it for 28. But because I didn't like it, I said I'll give them 20. Then they said my offer is not good. So they went away with the vehicle. I left them, they went. Then around 4 something, they called me. The man I spoke to called me and told me that if I could make it 25,000, he would accept the money because he needed money urgently to clear a vehicle that's running demurrage at the harbor. I said, for the 25, I can't. The best I can is 22. Then he said, okay, it's not good, but I would take it like that. That was a Saturday, so then I had to pay the money on Monday. So Monday, when I got to the office, we were very busy in the office, very, very busy. But they kept calling me on that Monday, telling me that now they even need the money more urgently because somebody is sick at Kolebu. A relative of theirs is sick at Kolebu, and they need the money to settle part of their bills. I wasn't able to go. So in the evening, they called me to tell me that then I should do it the first thing tomorrow morning.
Which was supposed to be Tuesday.
Which was supposed to be Tuesday, the 7th. So around midday, I went to the bank and then cashed the money. So yes, I also had some foreign currency, so I exchanged it. I came to the office and asked one of my colleagues to accompany me. When we got there, we could not see them there. They called me again and said I should move to where the accident ward is. I don't know what they wanted to know. We should move to where the accident ward is. So we walked, asking. I think there is a big signboard there saying accident and emergency ward. Also, we walked to that place. Then they said we should come back. When we were coming back, then suddenly they were trying to monitor us to see whether maybe we came alone or we came with some people. Perhaps that was what they were doing. But in fact, we were not suspecting. I didn't think that they were doing. That was what they were up to. And even the morning before we even left to the Kolebu. I told them that they should send me the car document through WhatsApp, the chassis number, so that I could confirm in the office that the documents were correct, they were genuine. But the driver told him that you come and pay the money and take your car away. You are just bringing the money. Just come and bring the money and take your car away. But the way he said it, I believe that what they were saying was true. So I didn't insist. So we got there. When they said we should walk to where the after emergency ward is, we went. Then they called us. The guy called us that we should come. And then we saw the car suddenly parked there. So he took us to one of the corridors in Kolebu, inside Kolebu, where this tall giant man was standing and pointed to him that he is the man. So
he is the man.
He is the owner of the vehicle. So I begged them to reduce the amount further, and they said they would take 21,500. So I had the 22, all right, but we counted the 21. I will count. The guy, the driver will count, then the man will take the money, count. We counted, everything was intact. Amount was intact. Then after that, the man pushed the car key into my hand. He pushed the car key. He gave me a car key, not the car key, but he gave me a car key. I was wondering why he should give me, because we haven't done any documentation yet.
But so you had given him money, yes. So he also needed to boost your assurance.
So perhaps that was the reason. So he pushed the car key. So I even asked that, why are you giving me just a single key? Because the car definitely will have a spare key. And I also saw it from the car document. The car was cleared in 2016.
It was cleared from the port
in 2016, but was not registered as at that time.
Which is 2018 August.
2018 August. I was wondering, 2 years after. I thought that if it had been used for 2 years, then it should have a spare key. But the guy did not talk.
Did you ask him?
Yes, I asked him. My initial reaction was, then where is the spare key? Then the guy seemed to be in a hurry to get the money, as if because of the urgency of the situation, he just needed the money and I should not delay. So when he wasn't talking, I did not insist. Then the last response he gave was that then my driver will go with you to my office, my shop in Abosokai to complete the documentation. That was how he ended. Then that
meant that he was trying to tell you that he works at Abosokai.
Yes. He has a shop at Abosokai.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. So the driver should take me to Abosokai for us to go and complete the documentation process. Then the man went in the opposite direction from where we came from.
That is which man?
The owner of the car, the one who claimed to be the owner of the car, went in the opposite direction
after collecting
the money.
21,500.
Yes, but the driver had to now go with us to Abosokai to complete the document. When we took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, then he said, "Oh, let me take a key." He said, "House key from the man." Then he started running the direction of the man. So I told my colleague I went with to follow after him, because what if he gets lost? But we were all not sure that they were actually running away. So the guy was running, but my colleague was walking in the direction.
Your car, the white Toyota Corolla,
yes,
was still sitting where it was.
I guess at that time the car was not there. When I saw that he was walking, I said no. I should also run after them, because should they get lost, how am I going to find them? So I ran after them. I saw there was some 90 degrees turn out of sight. I saw their back, the two of them. The man was running very briskly. The man who was following him was running. The young man but they were very close. They were very close to the extent that like he could hear him, but they were just going. Then they went out of sight again. There were a lot of cars parked there. Some of them are tinted. I remember there was one black one that there was a lady inside. It was tinted. But when we got there, when they went out of sight and we got there, they were nowhere to be found. But I saw that black car there with a lady. Yes, and I remember the lady was jubilating. But when the lady saw it, the lady stopped. She was doing like this. Then when you saw her, then I saw it reduced. But still, it didn't dawn. She saw me. Apparently, it was because she saw me that she stopped. People, yes, they were out of sight. Not many people were at the scene. It's a car park with a lot of people standing there, like with a lot of cars parked there. But in fact, we didn't shout. It was later that when I was reflecting on the incident, I said maybe perhaps I should have made noise. I should have said no car should move or things like that for people to intervene. But immediately I didn't do that. They were nowhere to
because it's possible that they might have jumped into some tainted car and kept quiet inside until you left.
Until I left, then they moved. I'm now certain that that is what happened.
So these people promised you a Toyota Corolla. What year brand?
They said 2010.
2010 brand. And made away with your 21,500 Ghana cedis.
Exactly.
Without giving you the car.
Without giving me the car. In fact,
but only gave you a car key.
A car key. This when I opened it, it was this cardboard, the one that they use to cover like television sets and others. And then that tissue, that white tissue, I don't know how they call it, that white tissue that they use, white with the balls. You see, they push that thing into it so that you can press it like this. It's to give it that feeling. So when I opened it, those papers were what were inside.
Did you report this incident?
Immediately, I went to the police station to report. So we even went to look at the crime scene. I went to the CID, to the Kolebu police station to report it. We went to look at the crime scene. If you look at the picture I took of them, in fact, just after I gave them the money and before we departed, that was when something, I don't know where that thing came, something just dawned on me to take a selfie. So I just took my phone. They didn't know what I was doing, then I did like this.
But after that, they realized
when they realized that I had taken they saw that I had taken the picture. When they realized I had taken the picture, one of them said, "Oh, you want to take a picture? Then let's pose for you. Let's pose so that you take the picture." Then they took another one. So you can see from the pictures I took that the first one had made his face like, you can see it from the, but the subsequent ones, they were relaxed. They were relaxed.
You're talking to us, and this is TV, and we are showing faces of these people. What we are showing is to the effect that these are the people you claim have collected your money, but we are not saying that they have actually collected your money. We can't prove that.
Yes.
You are saying this, and you are alleging this.
Yes.
And that's why we have their faces on the TV at the moment as we talk to you.
Yes.
Whatever be the case, if indeed these are people who have collected your monies, then it would be up to you to prove beyond all or reasonable doubt for that matter that they have indeed taken your money. But that also meant that it implied that in your case you can still find these people and be able to prove that indeed they bolted with your money and indeed they had the intention to steal from you, which they had done. But there's also the possibility that lawyers can defend them.
Yes, in fact, the people, I wouldn't be surprised that they are very rich. I remember the two other men who came to greet them during the time I was paying the man. They were also holding envelopes like the envelope I gave to this very man. So if
there's a
on that day,
that they may also have duped
they have
some
also
other people.
Yes, right from another scene they just came. So if they are making 550,000 a day, they can pay a lawyer, and the lawyers,
the envelope in their hands, in which you are saying that contained the 21,000.
That contained and then my witness, the guy I went with, but I don't have any documentation.
Of course, I mean the rest of it, the lawyers will take charge of it.
Anything.
For us, what we are interested in is that somebody told you that they were selling you a car, and told you that they're hoping to use your money to clear car from the port.
Exactly.
We just wanted this story to be told so that others can learn from similar instances where people are led to places, show them cars that, oh, I'm bringing this car out of the port. I have other cars I'm clearing. I'm looking for money. Collect this car key. Later you can come for the car. And you end up paying and not see them again. We're hoping that others will learn from it. We're also hoping that maybe as you and the pictures are showing on the screens, it will probably facilitate the work of the police.
So that's our friend Theophilus from the Ghana Revenue Authority there. Unfortunately, it has happened to him and it has been happening to people, different kinds of people. And sometimes they question whether the swindlers are even quite superstitious and using something that's spiritual, because they just don't understand how they end up giving these folks the monies and they end up bolting with the money. We had a doctor complaining, we had a military man complaining, a journalist came complaining, police officers are complaining. What really is going on? But But the commander of the Marine, Railways and Ports Division of the Ghana Police Service is advising everyone, the entire general public, that please be cautious. If people say they have a car seated somewhere around the port or wherever, follow me to that place, you get a car, a very solid car at a very cheaper price. Please do not oblige. Get to the very recognized garages and buy from the recognized individuals. Don't fall victims to these criminals.
The Marine Police and Railways Commander, Chief Superintendent Joseph Abebio, has cautioned prospective car buyers to be vigilant in order not to fall in the hands of fraudsters who promise to sell them auction cars at the ports of Ghana. According to him, his outfit has received several complaints from some section of the public who have been defrauded of huge sums of monies under the guise of cars being sold to them at a cheaper price.
People are using that foreknowledge or false impression that cars are cheaper at the port to swindle people who want to buy cars. The port enclave, they only clear cars. They don't sell cars at the port enclave.
He said these fraudsters adopt some techniques to defraud their prospective buyers.
Apparently, the people they come in 2 or 3, and then when they sell the car to the prospective buyer, one of them will lead the person to Longum, supposedly to pay at a particular point, and then they will hand over a key to him. Then the other colleagues will, by the time he returns from where he has gone to pay the money to go and pick his car, then he will not meet the vehicle there.
On the issue of one staff of GRA who was swindled to the tune of 21,000 cedis, he expressed optimism that the police station where the incident was reported should publish the pictures of the alleged culprits soon to alert all police posts in the country to be on the lookout for them because they are wanted.
The last one that I even know about, I think it happened in Kolebu area, but even that one, the victim was smart. And when he was paying the money, I heard that he took them a selfie, and then I know the police at Kolebu are on the process of publishing the person, so that all of us in the police department, when we see them or cases of that nature come, we'll be able to match it.
Chief Superintendent Joseph Abebio advised the general public not to be deceived that cars are sold at the port and fall for pictures of cars at cheaper prices on the internet, but instead patronize cars from garages and reliable sources.
When you listen to the prices that the prospective buyers are alleged to have paid for on various cars, I think those people, they like cheap things, because some of the cars, the market price and the price they are buying it is way below the market price.
He said the police is not leaving any stone unturned to clamp down on the activities of these fraudsters and appeal to the general public who have information about car fraudsters to assist the police.
People like that, we are on their heels. In fact, we are actually doing underground investigations to see those people who are involved in those kind of the syndicate involved in those kind of deals, so that as soon as we are close on them, we will take them, we will send them to the law court. So those who are doing that, they should know that now we have set a lot of underground investigations in motions.
So for us on this platform, we continue to highlight some of these issues and hoping that you will learn from them and also desist from falling victim to some of these scandals that are running around. Do not be part, please. We need you and we need your money. The port doesn't do any business as far as buying and selling of cars is concerned. And when cars look too cheap to be true, please be cautious. Put all the necessary checks in place before you fall to it. Iron Pod returns after the break.
The International Maritime Hospital, IMA, is inviting the general public to take part in a free counseling and screening for breast cancer as part of this year's Breast Cancer Awareness Month throughout the month of October. Time is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., Mondays to Fridays throughout October. Seize the opportunity to prevent breast cancer in this month of October with IMA. The International Maritime Hospital, IMA, is behind the GMPC Flat Community 3, Site A in Tema. It is free breast cancer counseling and screening. Be there to prolong your life. Hope to see you there.
Hello?
Good morning, this is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SA2 Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less. Bye.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Baba, what's going on? Can't you right? I mean, how?
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Welcome back from the break. You are still watching Ion Port, and coming up next are news and activities that are running around the port and maritime industry. First, locally.
The Chief Executive Officer of Meridian Port Services, Mohammed Samara, has disclosed that Meridian Port Services will not be applying its own tariffs at the new port expansion sites when operations begin there. According to him, MPS's tariffs will remain regulated by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and under no circumstance will that practice be ignored.
The MPS tariff and the port tariff, as a matter of fact, is regulated. And MPS applies the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority's tariff on its operation and never diverted or gone out of the way to apply something new. And we have no intention to reinvent a tariff for this. It will be the published tariff by Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, which is regulated by the authority under its own board.
He added that GPHA being shareholders in the port facility, MPS's general operations will be supervised and regulated by the Port Authority to ensure that Ghana benefits from the facility. The CEO of MPS was making these revelations at a media engagement to update the media on progress of work at the magnificent port expansion site. He told pressmen that with the creation of the deep water berths, the world's biggest vessels will be able to ply their trade in Ghana, thereby reducing their travel time to other ports of call.
On the marine side, we have dredged the channel to 19 meters to 18 meters to allow for vessels coming with 16 meters draft. 16 meters draft is the biggest requirement for the biggest container vessel that is floating around this world.
Mohammed Samara said the port expansion is an investment into a highly sustainable and integrated infrastructural development that will promote the government's vision of creating a highly industrialized economy through its One District, One Factory project. He stated that the first phase of the new magnificent terminal will be ready for delivery by June 2019.
June 19, the construction will complete a section of phase 1, and then we will go live with that section on 2 berths.
Emmanuel Ohene Ado, Project Operations Manager of MPS, explained that the paperless clearance process has boosted the efficiency of MPS's operations and that technology is at the helm of MPS's development.
The main purpose of our efforts to make things paperless was to make things easier for our clients and also make our staff also have the right tools for them to also work and deliver the best of services to our clients.
The Minister of Fisheries, Elizabeth Afolokwe, has called on stakeholders in the fishing industry to support the closed season policy the ministry is introducing so as to safeguard the fish stocks in the country. She said the closed season is not meant to deprive fisherfolk of their livelihoods or bring untold hardship to them, but instead safeguard the fish stock for many years to come.
I'm calling on all of you to support us when we come out again to talk about the close season. It is not to make anybody uncomfortable. It is not to take food away from the mouth or the tables of families, but we want to save our fishery.
Elizabeth Afolokwe was speaking during the swearing-in of a 7-member elected executive team of the National Fish Stevedores Association, NAFSA, in Tema.
Everything that you need as workers will be sorted out by coming together. So the first thing I want to applaud all of you for is coming together in your association.
A Deputy Minister for Transport and MP for Tema East, Daniel Titus Glover, also seized the opportunity to charge workers operating around the Tema Fishing Harbour to improve the sanitation situation at the area so as to avoid the contamination of fishes.
The handling of the fishes, sometimes the way we dispose the waste, it makes the whole fishing harbour area quite funny in terms of the bad odor and the smell. People sit anywhere they are, they just throw rubbish around. You see rodents all over the place. When they have contact with the fish, it's a major problem for us.
He tasked management of the fishing harbour to ensure that workers who enter into the hatches of vessels to bring out fishes wear the prescribed protective gears so as to protect their lives and keep the food clean as well.
Those who are going to work in the hatches, GPHA must ensure that they have proper protective clothing, because the hatch are very cold. If you wear anything at all and you go in and work, you come out is heat, you are developing something you don't know in future. As part of the clearance to work as a stevedore company, ensure that their protective clothes that they wear into the hatches to work.
He entreated the associations to conduct their mandate with discipline and prioritize knowledge sharing. Fish stevedore companies are responsible for discharging fish cargo from vessels and transfer the fish onto waiting trucks and to the cold stores. The National Fish Stevedores Association is an association that oversees all matters in the fish stevedoring sector, including checking the operations of stevedore companies, good working conditions, and promoting the welfare of workers. The occasion was also used to mark the inauguration of the Ports and Harbours Private Security Association, who will provide security services in the Fishing Harbour Enclave. The General Manager of the Tema Fishing Harbour, Kumia Jason, who chaired the ceremony, stated that GPHA has committed to modernizing the fishing harbour to ensure it is safe and healthy for handling food and doing business.
Our vision is to be a modern fishing port, meeting world quality food standards, and that's what we want to do, to make sure that anybody comes to the fishing harbour, they see that the place is well maintained, well operated. And this alone can bring us a lot of business.
The president of NAFSA, Theophilus Baini, in a speech read on his behalf, thanked GPHA management for supporting the elections and inauguration of the association.
It was a result of this various engagement with the management of GPA, Tema Fishing Harbour, since the beginning of the year that has occasion today's ceremony.
Early in September, the National Fish Stevedores Association embarked on a donation to the New Life Nungwa Children's Home, where they donated 8 cartons of fish as part of their activities to mark the inauguration ceremony. The association also held a health screening exercise at the Tema Fishing Harbour, which received wide patronage from the fishing community.
International news in ports next.
The head of the National Ports of Guinea-Bissau has told the BBC that about 60 migrants are feared to have drowned when a wooden boat capsized during a storm off Guinea-Bissau. According to him, the country's navy was unable to help when the boat went down on Monday as it lacked resources. The boat's wreckage has been found, but no bodies have been recovered. It is not clear where the boat was headed, but the sea crossing to Spain's Canary Islands from neighboring countries used to be popular. Guinea-Bissau is some 1,120 miles from the Canary Islands. 9 crew members of Taiwanese cargo ship Yinghai were rescued after their vessel developed a heavy starboard list and subsequently sank in the Taiwanese Strait on Wednesday, October 3rd. According to the Taiwanese Coast Guard, the ship got into trouble a day earlier after shifting of cargo caused the ship to list 15 degrees in heavy weather. Fearing the ship might overturn, the crew requested assistance from the local authorities and a patrol boat was dispatched to the scene. Attempts to tow the vessel by local authorities failed and the crew had to abandon the vessel, leaving it adrift. The ship was transporting containers and was underway from Kaohsiung City to Busan, Korea, where it sank south of the Penghu archipelago. Ships navigating the area are urged to remain watchful of potential floating containers that could hamper navigation safety.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Next up are schedules of vessels that are sitting in the port and bringing those items, those that are at anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate that you need to clear your goods out of the ports are all next. So for us, we will continue to advise you that please stay away from all unethical practices when it comes to dealing with the ports, and make sure that you deal legitimately with the legitimate institutions around the port as far as the port is concerned. If it has to do with auction of cars, the only agency that does auctioning is Ghana Customs, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Wait till you see it published in the dailies that today or tomorrow is auction. then go for it. But do not fall for anyone who says that the Port Authority is auctioning. That is never true. The Port Authority doesn't auction. Ghana Shippers Authority is auctioning. Ghana Shippers Authority doesn't auction. Ghana Maritime Authority is auctioning. No, Ghana Maritime Authority doesn't auction cars. Only customs auction cars, and they do that after announcement to the general public. Please don't be a victim. Thanks for watching the program, and also thanks a lot to the entire crew for always backing up this program, particularly Martin Minta, Joe Lavo, Joe Bone, Godwin Kabute, Solomon Anderson, Robert Nyantechi, and also the executive producers of the program, Madame Abnasewa Opokufosu and Madame Esther Jebidonko. Thanks for watching.